Drain. Ready. Q&A. Fanmail. Lovely. Got some loot. Got some questions. Let's go over the news. Thank you for all your birthday well-wishings. I'm now 40. I am officially, definitely an old man, though those of you that are older than me will, of course, argue that, but I would ask you to remember how you felt when you turned 40. I intend to continue being silly and playing with toys, though. You can't stop me. I'm an adult now. I get to decide what that means. Next two big events that I will be attending will be GCC, the Grove City College Invitational. I did a Call to Arms video on that, so if you're planning to attend that and haven't seen my Call to Arms, go look at it. And the next one after that, 2 weeks after that, will be UMBC's HVZ Invitational, the Maryland Mayhem whole weekend. They've got tournaments and wars and HVZs. It's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to that. Again, there was a Call to Arms video if you're interested in joining me. I don't know how many we're still looking for, but probably a few. I make no promises. What else? Other news. If you are looking to buy Nerf modding stuff, foamblastshop.com is the place to get it right now. They're closing shop, and so everything's got to go. Everything's on sale. Everything, massive sale. I ended up saving $100 on my order because I placed a big order and got a lot of stuff I've been holding off on getting, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, help them take back their house. They are wonderful people, and all their stuff is on sale. Yeah. All right. That's some questions. Michael Nimrod. Do you have plans to make a Nerf Stormbolter? If by plans you mean has the idea vaguely flitted through my head that wouldn't it neat to have a dual arm mounted proton pack? Yeah, but that's about as far as it's gone so far. I mean, I could just take my two arm mounted ones and just move them to one arm and have a Stormbolter. I'd need a longer hose on one of them, but that wouldn't... Actually, I might not. I might not, actually. I might be able to just reverse... Maybe someday. Nick Bolding. For years, I have been trying to come up with how to make a Nerf Lapse revolver with a mega shotgun barrel in the middle barrel. Do you have any suggestions on how to do the selector mechanism? Well, it's gonna depend on how you're powering it. Are you going with... is it a Springer? Is it a Flywheeler? Is it HPA? All of that is going to make it very, very difficult, different depending on how you're doing it. If you're doing it as a Flywheeler, well, then you could have two different pushers. You could have something that, you know, shifts the pusher so it pushes out of the center instead of the top barrel. I have no idea how. I mean, this thing could be kind of huge. I mean, if you made it flywheel, that would make it easy to do the upper, but doing the lower would be a little bit more difficult. If you did something, one of those airsoft grenade launcher shells that people have used to make Nerf grenade launcher kind of things, I have no idea what they're called, but I think it uses green gas. If you use that, then you might actually be able to do it very similar to how the real firearm works, in that instead of having the pusher push the top dart into the flywheels, you could have it push the back of the green gas thing to fire the Mega. Again, without knowing how you're planning to power this, or even the vaguest of design concept, there's not a lot I can go on. I mean, if you went with solenoids, you could just have two different solenoids and have a selector switch. If it's HPA, you just have a valve that shifts between the two. Like you said, like the Dual Strike, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but it's all going to depend on what's powering the blaster. So, AP Armory. Ever thought of naming a blaster after the Egyptian god Horus? That is oddly specific. And no, because as far as I know, I don't have any Egyptian heritage within, you know, the last 20,000 years. Whereas I have distinct Germanic and Scandinavian ancestry. Both my mother's side have Germanic and my father's side have Scandinavian, and thus I go with the Norse and the Germanic gods for my naming scheme. Christopher Goudreau. What is your opinion on the rival Pathfinder XXII 1200? Don't have one yet. I have one over there on the table, still in box, but I've never taken it. It's never been sniffed, and so I do not yet have an opinion. Cohen Kueman, where can you buy the Select Fire kit for the Nightingale? As far as I know, the only place it's currently available, or at least where I saw it posted, was Taobao, and I am not brave enough to order directly from Taobao. I will wait until it shows up on NS Strike or one of the other resellers that eventually get the stuff that first shows up on Taobao. NF Strike will probably get it, I would hope. I mean, they've gotten every other Select Fire kit that's ever existed, and Lord, do I want a pair of them. They will probably send me one, and I will buy another one so that I can put them in my my SMG Nightingales, because, I mean, they just should. Looking forward to that. Hopefully it's a good kit, which all the other Select Fire kits so far have been pretty good, so... my one concern is I believe the selector switch replaces the switch on the back of the blaster, and I might have to alter my the kit that I have, the stock, in order to be able to work with that. Though it might actually work better depending on how the switch is set up. We will see! I'm looking forward to it. John Murcott, would you be interested in building a Select Fire blaster like the Mark III? Yes, now that I have started dabbling in Arduino and Nerfduino, I definitely plan to build my own Select Fire blaster, though I won't be building it like the Mark III, which has a mechanical Select Fire. I will be doing it with software and using like a solenoid pusher or something, because that I can do, whereas trying to come up with a purely mechanical Select Fire system seems beyond my current engineering skill set. Loic Flosh Anderson, have you seen the Cryptid mod for the Sledge Fire, and does it interest you? I hadn't until you mentioned it, and I had to Google it. It looks pretty cool. Not my bag, I guess I would say. The fact that it uses a proprietary harmonica clip puts it low on my list of things I would like. That's having another magazine, having another thing, and then it all being 3D printed. Not for me, no. But I love the fact that it's pump action. That looks really neat, because I really did like this Sledge Fire, and I wish it had gotten more love, and I wish I'd bought more shells when I had the chance, when they were cheap. What fool I was. I didn't have any money back then. Bernie Davis. Question for the captain. What is your favorite non-motorized Mega Dart Blaster? The Magnus. I'm still going to go with the Magnus. I like it. It's svelte. And it was one of the first ones. R.J. Rudinsky. What are your thoughts on the Dungeons & Dragons OGL? Don't have any. I know nothing about it, or at least not enough about it to have an opinion, so I don't. Not hit! Viscrine Skythra. I'm absolutely butchering that, and nothing you can do about it. Do you have plans to go to Comic-Con in March? I have never been to a Comic-Con in my life. I'm pretty sure this was asked in the last Q&A and possibly one before that. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm going to Comic-Con. I ain't never been to no Comic-Con, and I don't have plans to go to any. No. Someday, maybe, but not today. TJ. The next Jared Epic Nerf battle is going to be in August. Will you be going to that? August. The next Jared's Epic Nerf battle is in May. I think it's May 13th in LA. And then I want to say June 22nd in Indianapolis? Might be June 10th. I don't know, but it's in June, so I don't know where you're getting August. And I don't plan to go to either of those. Well, actually, if I ever go to another one, I would probably go to the one in LA just because it's closer. But Indianapolis might not be as hot, but it's in Indianapolis. Honestly, I think I've been to enough Jared Epic Nerf battles. I don't... Maybe. We'll see. I have a lot of other events, and almost all of them would take precedence over a Jared's Epic Nerf battle, so we'll see. We'll see. Kyle Hamilton. J. Kyle Hamilton has a couple of questions. Have you ever thought about putting together a Nerf guidebook? No. Out of Darts did that, and I'm going to leave that to him. I decided to go with having a YouTube channel where I made videos. Seemed easier than, trying to publish something. I never published something in my life, so... 2. Have you considered turning your field into a Afterworld-esque event space? No. My yard is not nearly big enough for an event of that kind, unless I could utilize the swamp, which is a swamp. So, no. No, I went with an arena, and I eventually do plan to build a Nerf war field with forts and cover and all of that, but not something Afterworlds-esque. That requires a much larger space than I have here. And 3, thinking of doing some Nerf gauntlets, either cross bolt, Springer, or Flywheeler, and I was wondering what would be the best blaster. Honestly, I'd go with one of these, or a pair of these. I mean, they're literally designed for it. I mean, it's got the button and everything. The Harrier, or something similar too. You could minimize something like a Rapid Strike down, but you're not going to get it small as that. Or a Jupiter. You could always go with the Jupiter, but then you got to have 2 buttons, whereas the Harrier's a single button. If they ever get around to if they're ever able to get the boards for the Mount Olympus, that would be even better, because then you get Proton Pack. But or magazine fed. You could still put a 12-round magazine, but it's going to be BART, and you're out of ammo. Landanius Rex 07. How many Landanius Rexes were there? Would you like to buy a Nerf crossbow, 95 crossbow, with the box? Honestly, no. Collecting in-box blasters is not my thing. Wallcom does that. I know of a couple of other people who do that. I don't. I want the ones for my wall, and I have no use for ones that are in a box. I actually even prefer broken ones for the wall, because then they're not having their potential wasted. I've got a bunch of broken ones on the wall, because they look fine. They just don't actually work anymore. Phantom Zone Minecraft. Have you ever used a lead battery instead of a LiPo? I have not. I didn't know that was a thing. That sounds heavy. I don't know if they are any heavy or big or bulky. I don't know anything about them. Send me links. Crow0920. Do you think the freebooters are similar to the crew? As far as orcs go, yeah, because they're pirates and mercenaries. But the crew, we're not... Well, in my youth, I was definitely a bit orcish. I've mellowed in my old age. We're more like rogue traders at this point, really, as opposed to like orc freebooters. But within the orc faction, definitely the closest thing to the crew would be freebooters. And finally, Knowledge Cast. Would a Drain Blaster be a good master key for HVZ? No. In fact, most HVZs, any decent HVZ, wouldn't allow it because of the potential of problems with it. No, there are much better options than a master key, than a Drain Blaster. Drain Blasters has a number of shortcomings that would not lend themselves to be as good in NHVZ. You'd be better off with, you know, a rough cut or something that has multiple shots, or like a Cyclone Shock with the 3-round. Elite cylinders. Again, then you'd get, I think, 6 rounds of 3 shots, pump action. That would also be, I think, more functional than a Drain Blaster. And like I said, most HVZs probably wouldn't allow it because it's hard to truly regulate how much power it has, and so they might have very legitimate concerns. And a lot don't allow any kind of compressed air blaster, whether it's LPA or HPA. They're not comfortable with it. The school doesn't allow it. City ordinances, whatever. So, no, that would not be what I would recommend, though talk to your club. They might be okay with it. I don't make the rules, so you need to talk to the folks who do. I missed. All right. I have some package, and due to people mentioning that they rather liked being able to see my expressions when I opened the loot, I am going to stay this way instead of going overhead. But we will get to the loot after these potential messages. Right, loot. Probably get my loot opening gizmos. I have no idea what all is going on here. I'm pretty sure most, if not all of this, is actually stuff I've been sent for review, but I don't know that 100%, so we're going to open it. We're going to start with this dubious Amazon package. It's Goomy Skittles. Well, this is definitely not for review. Who's sending me Goomy? Explain yourself. A gift for you. Enjoy your gift. From who? Who is responsible for the Goom? Well, whoever you are awesome, and I'm gonna eat me some goom. Ugh, come on. Nom. Ah, it's good goom. Good goom. Yes. Yes. Yes, I like this. Take a look at this one. Another dubious Amazonian package. It's a thing. I guess for you. If you've received my letter, then these are the provisions noted. If not, if it's not yet arrived, it will soon. And have more info. Happy birthday from Lieutenant Nerf. Well, I don't believe I have received said letter. At least I hope I haven't received said letter and it just got lost. 4D Goomy Fruits? Explain yourself. More goomies, apparently. Hopefully I wasn't not supposed to eat these. I'm eating them anyway. And you can't stop me, because you're not here. What's in the package? I'm snooping. I'm snooping. I have no information. But I'm snooping. Fruits. 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 3 packs. 4D. 3D plus delicious. Oh, 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 oh. I do feel... Oh, those are lovely. Those are really cool looking. I think I've had something similar, and they are a mighty fine goom. But again, apparently, I need to wait for more information. I will just have to satisfy myself with my Skittle Goomies. They were sent to me without strings attached and lacks of letters. Nom. Alright. Got something here that I had to pay for. As I tried to set it. Parcel rate. Or flat rate. Whatever. Anyway. How do you get into it? So, hope I'm not cutting something I'm not supposed to cut. Am I in? I believe I'm in. Ah! Oh, come on! How am I to be the parcel pope when none of the parcels will fit my head? Ha! Alright, what do we got going on here? This would appear to be a note! Long days and pleasant nights, good captain. I begin to overthink how to open this letter, so I'll just keep it simple. I enjoy your content and would like to say thank you. I have a few questions and a little bribe, loot, for answering said questions. Have you ever read Stephen King's Dark Tower series? If not, please explain yourself. I have not, and I do not feel the need to explain myself to the likes of you. I'm losing my hat. I've heard the movie is horrible. Or the TV show, miniseries. It had Idris Elba in it. How can it be bad? 2. As someone within the LEGO hobby, what are your thoughts on the recent announced new sets that will feature characters with varying disabilities? More specifically, what are your thoughts on certain news networks' reaction to these sets? Here's my thoughts. I often will base my opinion on something and solely on who it pisses off. If it pisses off the right people, it must be good. And given who this is pissing off, it's a good thing. I mean, the same thing happened when they started including more female minifigs. You know, they started having construction workers with hair built into the helmet, so it was a female figure. And female astronauts, and all of the people lost their minds when they started putting female figures in the knight sets, in the castle sets. You know, madness. Yeah. If it's making the right people mad, I'm all for it. Thank you for your time. And get to opening the loot. Your brethren from Boro. Pronounce it like Zorro, but with a B. Yeah. Yeah, alright. See what we got here. I can get into it. I'm worried about damaging it. Aha! Maybe? Maybe. Maybe? It's a patch! Oh, so... Okay, that is awesome! This has to have been custom made. Where did you get it? It's a ubiquitous Maverick patch. That is the coolest thing ever. That is awesome. Oh, that is going on my primary gear right now. Where's my vest? Where is my vest? I shall take it with me everywhere. That is awesome. I'm gonna run out of goom real quick at this rate. So cool. So cool. Worth the $3.41 I had to pay for that package, and worth every penny. Alright. And one more rattly and dubious package. Good lord. Stuff. What are these? What the? Oh! Aha! Explanations. How many holsters did you think you sent me? These are parts from 3D printed solid. Remember how I, on my Nightingale holsters, they didn't have any mag holders, and I designed my own and suggested they design some. Well, they designed a whole bunch of different ones and apparently sent me all of them. Sir, I still haven't managed to review all the stuff you sent me before, and stuff these. I've got 3D printed solid stuff in my pants, and I don't even know how it got there, sir. That is awesome. I look forward to testing out all of the variants and seeing which ones I end up going with. I mean, I might just stick with my own. But a lot of these hold more. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that one more curvy-curved? Oh, because it goes the other direction. Oh, I see, I see. There's some single ones. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's a delightful goom. Is it my hair? Right. If you would like your question answered, put it in the comments of this video. And thank you for the loot. You're awesome. You spoil me. That patch is amazing. And thank you all for watching.